Yo, Dylan, what's up?
What up? How's it going?
Pretty good. What about you?
Pretty good. How was last week?
Last week?
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't here.
No, my boss was in town from Australia and there was like dinner night and I was like, oh
I
man.
see. Uh, Nothing much, honestly. It was
Okay.
just the interesting part is just who is it again? Adam and I talked about the extra credit with Anan after the
Oh,
meeting.
nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. I had like a really funny uh I hit up and on this week because I like had to wipe my hard drive like 2 weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't using GitHub this quarter. I was like learning it and finally like started learning it after we finished everything.
I
And
see.
I started uploading all my stuff and I noticed that like three of my CPP files were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wholesale just like copied my drive and I was like, and it was the hardest quest. And I was like, oh, I really hope the auto grader keeps a
Saves
log
it.
of the
Yeah.
files. And he was
Did
like,
it?
yeah, yeah, it did. He
Oh,
sent them
that's
back.
nice.
I was like, can I please have my files? He's like, yes, enjoy Git. And I was like, yeah, I know. It was
That's good.
dude, yeah. Like Saturday morning, I was like about to throw my laptop like across the room, just so angry.
You busy with finals next week
Are,
or this
is
week?
it two? Is this week 9 or is this
Um,
week
I
10?
I think it's week 10.
I've like lost conception of time.
Is it? Wait,
Uh,
Adam, it's week 10, isn't it?
I think it is 10 because the 20th is week 11.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
3 meetings left in the Foothill Zoom page on Canvas, so I'm gonna assume this is week 10, then 11, then 12. Chris,
What's
if next week is week 11, we have a week.
Yeah.
We need to probably meet between now and then.
Yeah.
And
I'm like almost done. I just need to project the image, which is the hardest part. I think with like helper method, I could just make one and then it will do the rest for the rest of the vertices.
are
I
you
don't know.
doing matrices or are you doing like
I am doing matrices.
okay, now I have to. Oh fuck. I have to I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it that way. I wanted to, I don't want to anymore.
I
I'll
mean,
do it. If you're doing it, I will do it. But
yeah, I feel like it's easier to put it in terms of a matrix.
I don't know about that because he was just asking us to whatever.
Hey,
Hey,
great to see you guys. And most of you are almost done. Well, yeah, most of you are done actually. If you pretty much if you're on quest 8 by now, I think you'll wrap it up by the end of this quarter. So that's great. Yeah, okay, all right. So well, I'm just here to the ones who want to do the extra credit stuff. So I'll hang around. If you've got any demos to show me, I'll be happy to see that. And also potentially, suggest next steps. If you've got something that already works, we can look at next steps. But before that, if you guys want to just talk, I'll take off for now. I'll come back in about 15 or 20 minutes if you want. Maybe half an hour later too. That's fine with me. Oh, actually, hang on, just I got a meeting with Kevin. Hang on. What time? This is 2C. Yeah, I gotta look at my calendar here. That's not my phone. Just one sec, okay? I'm sorry. 7:30. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So until 7:30, whenever you want. I can just come back and I can talk to you guys and look at your demos. And it's pretty cool, isn't it? With the ANSI things. You saw what my two A students did. Really cool, little animations and all. So that I was very much entertained by all of those. All right. Anyway, I'll just leave you guys. But by the way, hey, Dylan, I sent you an ad code. Okay, so you got it, right?
All the files.
No, ad code for 2C.
Oh, you
You're on
sent
the
me an ad code. I did not see that.
I noticed
I
that you were
will.
on the
I will look for it. Yeah, I have really bad registration. It was it was very full when I tried
Yeah,
to
yeah.
join. So
Well, you don't
I
have to
appreciate
worry.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
anyone who's done, all of the blue and green quests doesn't have to worry. I mean, so
Yeah.
if they'll just
Perfect.
get that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, but having said that, 2B is at a danger of not running next quarter in spring because it may get canceled. It's not worth it for Foothill to run a course with under 20 enrollment. So, so spring 2B, and also one of the CS2A sections. And strangely enough, it is my face-to-face section. This is a Zoom section, which is suffering an enrollment. So that could get canceled, and only my online class will remain for 2A. Which is a pity because we have a lot of fun in live coding in CS2A. Adam was there. Yeah, Adam, you were in my 2A, right? We did some coding and all.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So I don't know why people want to go for the online classes. For CS2A especially. Tim, you were there too in my CS2A, right? You made a running man and all. yeah. I remember. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of cool. All right. Anyway, so pass the word along. If you got friends. Because I don't know when I'm going to retire, but if there's no demand for these classes, I might actually just retire sooner than I had planned. But it'll be a pity because lots of really cool things can be done with many of these things, and I'm going to stick around for if as long as it's demand, I'm happy to teach. So pass the word around. So if you have any friends who are thinking about enrolling in CS2A in a slightly different way, learn C++, the entire journey. Start from newbie all the way to pro level in CS2C. So they can do the entire stretch much better than any boot camp, if you ask me, especially with all the modules and the auxiliary algorithms you got to study, the theory part of it, and the discussion boards with all the intelligent classmates you have. You can't get better than this, right? And people pay $25,000, $50,000 for boot camps. What do they get out of it? For 6 months of solo coding mostly. So I don't know, maybe build some good partnerships, and but I think boot camps are really only targeted for people who already know how to code. If you're going to a boot camp to learn to code, it's really wasting money. And I think because learning to code, you can pick it up yourself. You go to boot camps to learn about all the advanced algorithms out there and see how to tweak your things and make it faster and learn the tricks of the trade. So, but a lot of people just spend a lot of money just going to a boot camp to say, I don't know. These were the experiences of some of my friends who ran boot camps. So I don't know, no means a big sample. Okay. So that's what I thought. Okay. So, but looking at the performance, and the enrollments, I think it'll be cool. You guys, I'll let my CS2A students know too, because I got a lecture tomorrow, 8 o'clock. So I'll let them know. That strangely enough, most actually a bunch of them are in my 2B enrollment, but unfortunately that's the class that's going to get canceled or may get canceled for lack of enrollment. So if they don't get their classmates to enroll in 2B, they can't get in 2B because they don't have a class. Well, they can do someone else's 2B, but they won't have requests. All right, okay. So Chris or someone send me an email when you guys are ready, and I can just come back and look at your demos. Is that right? And then only the people who want to do the extra credit stuff, the fun, the animation things, they can stay. The rest of you guys can just chat and take off. I can come out. Okay, Chris, you can send me an email.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Last time. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Wait, has anybody started the 2C quest yet?
I'm going to start this week.
Same. But like, if you participate in the 2C, like ask questions, then does it count towards your participation points for this quarter or next quarter?
That I don't know. I would assume probably not. Actually, I don't know.
Maybe not even count at all. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be where my thought would go.
Because I'm at like, I think I'm at like 5 posts and 5 comments in 2B. So trying to do, I guess, at least 15. I think that should be fine. Like, how many are you guys at in 2B?
2B, I think I'm like at 11 or 12. I've been trying to like
Yeah.
comment on things as they arise for people.
Wait, if you comment on your own post, does that count as a comment and a post or just a post?
I would
Probably just a
imagine
post.
just a post. Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. So is this like a discussion? Because it's like my first time here. Or like we
Oh,
just share
nice.
each other. Like, what are we doing? Usually, like in those meetings.
I feel like usually we just kind of hang out, and when anybody needed help, we'd talk through it. But
Oh, so we
think
just work
most-
together, basically.
yeah, more so just like, I don't know, go over things that we are maybe having trouble with. I think most of us have finished, so we're just kind of like hanging out at this point.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to like run through them right now. I'm way behind. I'm like lab 5.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I took prior courses. I just took Python, so I mean, it's kind of the same, you know.
Yeah, I feel like after 5, I don't know, 5 was pretty. Which one was 5?
That was
Like the
tree.
com-
Complex
com-
numbers.
Complex
Oh,
numbers.
no.
Yeah.
I just got caught up on the trees. The trees was like
The tree's
annoying
for.
debugging. Yeah, the
Yeah.
tree was like, yeah.
I would say that like you've probably done the hardest ones.
Really, I
like-
thought it gets harder as you go up.
Try is pretty challenging.
Try was pretty hard, but once you wrap your head around it, yeah, try was pretty hard. I take it back. But like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's not an automaton.
The automaton is the worst.
That's automaton. Oh yeah. Bro, it's like so many little details. I just am like. But did you guys finish all the reading?
I
Like
think
all the modules that there are, or just what like was in the reference?
I think I just
think I-
reviewed the module before exams because they don't really particularly help with the, well, they do help, but like
Yeah,
not everything is in the quest.
right. Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
But definitely like review everything for the test.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just using the internet the most. Like most of anything.
I'm trying to guess on where he would have sent me an ad code because I have not received an ad code.
Not on Canvas or like Gmail.
I don't know. I had
Maybe
an
in your-
issue with it.
My
I had
portal.
an issue with his. Yeah, I'm in there. I had an issue with his emails coming to my spam when the quarter started, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'll email him again. I feel like he would have just replied to that. Oh, maybe he did, and he didn't say that there was an ad code attached. That would be interesting. To my desperate email of like,
Yeah.
help.
So in one of the quests, it says that the constructor should take default. I mean, you should have a default and non-default constructor. So does it mean one constructor or two? Because can't you just assign default values and like, and that's it, just do equal? Or does it mean like two different constructors?
I think you can make it into one if you have
Right,
like,
if you put just equal, no, just default parameters.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I get a bit confused with what it means. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean you can always do it separately. I don't think the auto grader really like pick on you on
Mm,
that. But like
Right,
it's
right,
just
'cause
more
it-
efficient to write it in one line in like one constructor.
right. Also, I think it uses like the function, like declaration to know which one you're referencing, and if you're using the same parameters and the same name and return value, I don't know if it can distinguish. Oh, I'm just gonna write one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also for the doc where you have to talk about all your comments and posts, like how should you format it? Just number each post and comment and like convert the doc into a PDF.
Yeah, I think he said to take a screenshot of the comment, right? Or
Oh,
no?
really? I thought he just wants us to
Or
link it.
just type it. Oh, just link it. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought he wanted
would
us to
make
link
sense.
it and then like write a sentence or two about what it was, like why you
Ah,
did it.
Yeah,
that
it's
makes
like
sense.
kind of an annotated bibliography.
I mean, do this counts as participation, or is that just for us? Like, do we need to mention any of like attending those like Zoom meetings?
This like the meeting.
Yeah, like is that participation or only Reddit post? So the more you post, the like more participation, I guess.
He has like this thing in a syllabus that says like what you need to do to achieve what grade. I think you need to be active on the sub and be active in the meetings in order to get the maximum score possible. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone.
So how does it know we know if we're in the meeting? Because it joins before it starts.
Does he
Yes.
know that we're in the meeting? He records the meeting.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Does anyone remember what date the final is in this class?
I'm not sure if it's Tuesday or Thursday.
I can look it up. I was just curious if somebody had it written down.
I think I'm gonna go now, so see you guys next week.
Yeah.
I think I need to check my rotation matrix because the Z coordinates are fucked up after I do it.
Wait, how much like frame per second do we need to render it on?
Wait,
I
what lab
ass-
is that?
No, this
That
is the extra
sounds-
credit.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
No, it's quest 10. It's quest
Yeah,
10.
basically
It's
quest
secret
10.
quest 10. Actually, it's more like quest 19. 'cause
So
it's
are you
like-
basically starting 2C?
I've done
He's
2C.
done with 2C.
I'm done with 2C.
Or are you like a tutor?
No,
Basically.
no, I'm just working way far ahead.
Good shit. Honestly, if you sift through it, you can do it. You just have to like grind it. So respect.
Wait, Adam, so how many frames per second are you doing? Can we just like rotate every like pi over 2 or something? and like make it a complete circle?
Just say like.
Or do we
wait,
have to
wait, are you
like,
suggesting like one frame every? How, I mean, just choose
every
the
1
frames per
degree
second
of
so it's not
angle?
rotating. You're like, oh, I swear it's rotating. It's just it's 90 degrees every frame. I
I
promise.
don't know, like, I don't know how exact, like how much rotation he wants per frame, quote unquote frame.
I'm doing variable. I think the way that he was talking about doing it was having us just like put points on the thing like Magnum Octopus style,
Mhm.
and then just update the y value of the coordinates by like sine of t and update t every so often.
Oh, wait,
And
so he
that way it
doesn't,
would look like it's rotating, but it's not actually like a it's not like a cube in hyperspace that we're projecting into like a onto 2D. Like the way that I'm doing this, the way that we're doing this is absolutely not the easiest way to do this. Is just a variable solution, and you could apply it to stuff like spheres or tetrahedrons or any other.
okay, so wait,
shape.
so what he wants us to do is, let's say we have a rotation factor, a variable, and then we're free to change that. And then whenever we like put in that factor, we just output the cube that is rotated by that factor, or does he want us to like continuously have that cube rotating?
No, so I think the way that he wants us to do it is to generate like enough frames to create a whole loop or something. So like let's say the cube rotates by pi over 3 every
Mhm.
frame, then you'd need like 6 frames to get a full loop of the cube,
Ah, I
right?
see.
So then you'll do like, okay, the way that I'm doing it is actually in my cube. I have a method called generate frame or create frame, which I'm still working on, and create frame sequence. So create frame sequence is going to take in like the how much you're rotating by on all 3 of the axes, because that's the other thing we can do, since it's not just like the way that he wants us to do it. We can actually rotate it upon about all 3 axes, and then I say just like create me n number of frames, and I'll just do the math to tell it to make the right number of frames. And then it's like, okay, boom, you got a vector of frames. And the frame class that we started with, I don't know if you just took it as it was, but I have it as it is, has a method called show frame sequence that literally lets you just throw that information in, and that's it. So
Interesting.
the way that I'm trying to handle it is just take the frame class and say, okay, cool, I'm gonna leave you. I don't want to fuck with you that much. Maybe I'll add like color because we have to do that, right? But other than that, I just have to make sure that the cube knows like where to put itself on the thing. And the problem that I'm having is like fractions. How do you do that with
With the
printing?
lines and columns,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like how do you have yeah. I think we have to apply like what we learned on quest 6, the zigzag thing, minimizing and maximizing the amount of zigzag. But that would make it like a weird cube. I don't know. How big of a cube do you start with?
It's up to you.
It's up to me.
The way that I'm doing it, I don't even know yet. I mean, like, I'm gonna get the code working to the point where like I don't have to think about it that much, and I can just change parameters and tweak it until it's something that looks nice.
I
I
see.
don't want to think about that. That's kind of putting the cart before the horse. Also, I copied my matrix code from quest 2 and 3 from 2C. So I didn't have to do anything. I just got to go.
Wow,
Just
that's nice.
yeah, I just have to make sure that like everything works, but it's actually really nice code. I really like using these matrices. I might actually add stuff at some point, just because why not? Because it's fun. But like product. Okay. Hey, I don't want to do I don't want to have to change my transformation matrix. It's so annoying. That
Just a question. Did anybody comment on the post I posted like an hour ago?
I haven't checked it yet. I usually check Reddit like once a
Okay,
week.
no, I asked because I wanted to ask him something, but I will ask someone. I will ask one of you if that's okay. Can is someone free to help me?
I'll check it
Yeah.
on a minute.
It's on the subreddit.
Yeah, so it's like the newest one. So I basically just said how you don't need to use the this pointer when you're inside the class to point to attributes and methods because you know, it can see that you're working inside of class, but you should do it because you know, it's a convention. You can see clearly what it means.
Yeah,
But-
I think you're generally right with that. Like, yeah, you don't have if you don't have to use this if you're referring to the calling object and it's accessing class members, but yeah, it definitely makes it easier to read if you're
you
like,
do if
Right.
it's a parent's members. So like
yeah,
if you do
Right,
if you have
right.
a class shape and a class square and square extends shape
Right.
to
So you
access
do-
the subsite shape, you need to do this in square.
Right. So it's only for objects, basically.
Yeah.
You have to use it.
Yeah,
But
that's
like
what it's for.
this guy commented that it actually required to use the this when the class member function contains a local variable within an identical name as an instance variable, because the this will tell the compiler that we're using the instance variable. So I didn't completely understand what he means, but I do understand what instance variable means.
he's saying like if you have an object with a data member, like to use his example, like attribute, and you have the calling object and then you've passed it a different object. He's saying you want to use like if you were like this attribute equals that attribute, right? Then you would want to use this because it helps keep clear which you're referring to. If that makes sense, I think that's what he's getting at with that.
Right, but no,
reply.
but he said, if I'm not mistaken, he said that he like it will like it's an error. Like you cannot do that. Like it says it is actually required to use the this when the class member function contains a local variable. You know.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
think-
So I was do you guys agree? Because I'm not sure about this.
I use this constantly though, so
Right,
I don't
right,
think it'll throw
Like
an
I will
error,
use
though.
it in general, but I'm saying just for like the sake
Yeah.
of it, if you do it without, I'm not sure if that's
Yeah.
true.
No, I don't. But it's also good to get used to this because you have to oftentimes return this or return a pointer to this, or return a dereferenced this.
Right.
So it's definitely, I don't know. Yeah, I find it incredibly useful. It's definitely weird, but
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
when you have like recursion, then like if you don't have this, because we in Left4 you have the operator and then the operator called the recursion function, right?
Yeah.
So it was like it wasn't good, you know.
There was a
It's
lot
just
of
like
this in
because
this
the
class.
sibling is calling the other pointers node class, and then it's calling the other one, you know. So technically there are a lot of this, and if you don't write this, it's very confusing, you know.
Yeah, you lose track easily.
I figured it out. Okay, so I don't think showing this code is going to be that helpful or hurtful. We can do just VS Code. So, Chris, when I was trying to rotate counterclockwise about the x-axis, or sorry, like I'm just saying on the x-axis by 90 degrees, my x and y were fine, but the z coordinate was fucked up. So I just discovered the culprit. This y was an x, and it should have been, it should be a y. So I think if yeah, there we go. And this is apparently the projection of it, but I'm not sure.
We're allowed to use like external libraries, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Wait, so are you all done with 2C and you're all working on that?
No,
Basically.
I haven't even started on 2C, but he told me not to start on 2C yet.
Yeah,
But Adam is a rascal and he does it anyway.
I was already like done with 2C by the time he told you guys not to do 2C.
Oh, that's true. That's true, actually.
Convenient.
I'm probably the reason.
I'm sorry, does anybody have time to answer one more question?
Yeah, of course.
Let me share my screen 1 second because I just don't really completely understand what he means. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I thought what he meant, let me just do. Okay, anyways, I thought like, you know, because he said should take default values for both real and imaginary, but that's basically implementing default and non-default. So the question is, do I want to do it like wait, sorry. Come on. The question is, do I want to do it like this, or just like equal, you know, and equal, and that's enough? Because in the quest it said we should have one constructor with no parameters, and you know, like basically one for each scenario. So my question is, can this one compiler take care of all of them, like all the scenarios, or do I need multiple?
Let me check. It's complex. So you got to cover both, I think, is what it's saying.
Yeah, but it said specifically the constructor with no parameters should give you 0. The constructor with a single, like he's listing constructors. So I'm not sure if he's trying to like imply that I should like use multiple constructors, or he's just trying to say like, you know, the constructor should have like all scenarios covered. You know what I mean?
I will say that you can do it in a single constructor and it should work.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Right?
There's a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it just with equal and that's it? You know,
that
equal
would
default value.
That would set a default value, correct?
Yeah, so that should cover everything. But he said if your constructor is correctly implemented, then you get a freebie implicit constructor. And then he says you don't have to write like complex and then like, you know, have the input to the class constructor. You know what I mean? You can just write like this. Like, where did that come from? I never knew you can do that like this. Like, is this something you can do in general, or that's specific for this case?
Get the free and the implicit constructor. Oh, well, yeah, it's saying that because if you have set a default value and you don't provide both values, so in that case, it's only providing one value, right? So it's taking your default values and giving you a default constructor with the value you entered and then 0 for the second value. So that's just like a perk of C++.
That I understand that. So if I wanted to input both of them, I will just like copy this, and we'll just do comma 0, and
Yeah.
that will be the same as writing this.
Complex C equals 3.14.
Yeah, let me,
Complex 3.14. Yeah, I think you'd have to test it. I think that would work.
right. So you have like
I'm always pretty explicit about declaring initializing values.
complex what was it? Read one. I will need to define now the class. Okay, whatever. If you would have to guess though, what would you say? Like, is this applicable for, like, can you do it in general for C++? Is it just a notation thing?
For what? For setting up your constructors?
Yeah, like, what is there a difference between writing it like this and like this?
Well,
There isn't a difference like that, but there is if you're using curly brackets instead
Yeah.
of parentheses. You could
Yeah.
also write it, or it's not just equals 3. Well, you might be able to. I don't know. I think you have to put parentheses around the 3.14.
Right, but he said if you implement it the right way, you can write it like that. I'm not sure what he means by implementing the right way. I didn't even know you can write it like this.
well, because it's taking a double value. So you're saying like the object complex C equals, yeah, I don't try compile. Oh, you don't have your
Yeah, I mean,
constructor set up.
I can define it.
Here, I have that code up. I can just test it.
It's lab 5 if you have it. Oh.
Yeah, I have it up. Complex C equals 3.14. Oh, that's with a capital C, please. Shit. Yeah, that works. Equals 3.14.
Oh, and then I guess what I want, the next thing I want to test is like this. Like, is this the same if you're watching my share screen?
No, that won't compile. Your top one won't compile.
I see. So what, oh, okay, I see. So basically what is this is doing, it's saying it's the same as the previous one, right? It's like those are the same, but essentially it also sets the, the 0 to a default value.
If you wanted to have an imag too, like an imaginary component, in addition to the real component, you could just put it in parentheses. So you could do complex. I'm putting it in chat. You don't even have to have an equal sign.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could put, if you put an equal sign, I think you have to do it like you do on the bottom. And then
right.
obviously you could do it to just equals.
Right. I thought it only works for string dot notation, because you know how you initiate a string and then you just put something in it. You can even put like an object already. You know what I mean? So
I think the easiest way is curly brackets.
What do you mean curly brackets? How do you do?
Like the brackets for your functions. If you do complex open bracket 3.14 comma 1 close bracket, that'll create the object too.
So like, is this what you mean by curly brackets or no?
No, those are parentheses. So
right. So curly brackets is this, and you use that for like to
so
close a function, right?
Yeah,
So
but you can initialize things like this. I'll type it in chat. You can initialize it like you can initialize it like this.
And what did you say the difference was?
It's just a different type of initialization. There are some rules about how it's different. But you should go to like a C++ reference and you can read the differences between the rules.
How does this called? Like this?
It's called bracket initialization.
Bracket initialization. Okay.
There are some benefits to it and there are some drawbacks to it. I forget. Brace initialization. Sorry, not bracket. Same difference.
Yeah.
When I was first learning, that was the thing that I learned through, used brace initialization a lot. So I tend to just use it.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't always, yeah, there's like some differences as to why you can and can't use certain things.
Mhm. Yeah, I will check that out. Thank you. But
Yeah, of course.
so what he means by like you know that if your constructor is correctly implemented, like I'm not really sure like what do I need to do in my constructor to like does it mean to have default values?
Yeah, he's saying that if you use default values, you get an implicit constructor.
I see,
Like,
I see. Right, like
just as a-
this, because
as a
here you don't
byproduct.
you provide both of them. I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Mhm. Here, if you want to see all the different ways you can initialize and assign, I will put it in the chat as well if you are interested.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like a lot of the braces thing came like after C++11. So there's like, that's why there's different ways to do it.
Right, yeah, there's still things that are
Different
like,
benefits.
right, but there's still like things that are, you know, there's like we're still using this C++ that are in
Yeah.
C. You know, it's like so many. I forgot which one I had in my head, but thank you.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
Like I think this struct is also from the original C. You know, the like, or it was, I don't remember.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump off. I'll,
Yeah, have a good one. Thank you for your help.
see you next week. Yeah, yeah. Good luck with the extra
Yeah,
credit.
man.
Later.
Christopher, what quest are you on?
I'm basically on 2C quest 1, but I'm not starting it yet because I'm just
Okay.
doing the extra credit.
Adam, tell me how long did it take you to complete old 2B?
2B, I probably started 2B halfway through 2A and finished it over Christmas.
Okay. Because I need to finish like it's until quest 8, right? I'm quite 8 or 9. Okay. Oh, okay. What I want to say? Oh yeah, and I'm on 5 right now, so I think it's realistic. I mean, you have been at that rate all the time. Also, you're muted if you don't know. So do you guys create new projects every time or new solutions every time? If you use Visual Studio, of course.
What do you mean?
Do you use Visual Studio?
Yeah, I do. I use VS
So you
Code.
know how you have is, yeah. So you know how you have like a solution and then you have projects within that solutions.
Oh, you're
Ah,
talking about Visual Studio, not Visual Studio
yeah.
Code.
That's not VS Code.
Oh,
Visual
yeah, my
Studio,
bad.
I mean, it's up to you. If you want to have like one big project that has like all of your quests in it, do individual solutions. But the way that I do it is I just have like a folder that has like all of my quests in it, and they're named like 1-0 a tiger with fangs. 1-2, what's quest 2 called? That's actually one of the ones I don't remember. What is it like? A joke loving Jay. I had to look at it. 1-3, one indecisive starling up to 1-9, and then it goes 2-1 because it's 2B quest 1, and then I'll just have all of them in out like so they're in the order that I do them in, right? So it's easy to find them and tell which one it is. And also I've got the password too. Yeah, that's just me. Whatever works for you, I guess. But like,
Right.
if you're
I'm
if you
just
want,
asking
like,
because
one
I think
workspace.
because it's for now because it's like it's taking a lot of like I'm not sure if the solution takes like space more than the projects. I mean probably, but I don't think in that like really that much.
It's
I
gonna
think
be
it doesn't matter,
be
right?
marginal. It's going to be so small with like anything at this level. It's going to be so small because you're not using like assets. So it's probably not a big deal. And also, I'm pretty sure all the like files that are saved by it are just like text files anyways, which should just be very small.
Mhm. Thank you. Also, do you guys prefer Studio or Studio Code?
I always use code
Yeah, I
because
use
it's on
Code.
Yeah,
Mac
it's the
and
newer
Windows.
version, right?
It's the newer version. I would say Visual Studio is more for like if you're doing projects with C or other languages, but mostly C, and you're doing it like visually and you're creating like a program, like let's say a game or something like that. That's when you'd probably use Visual Studio because that's
Right,
what
like
it's
big
made
ass
for.
projects, right?
But Visual Studio Code is like a text editor with extensions and a command prompt built in. So
Yeah, which
that's
is
about
probably
all I need.
best for like our level.
It is, especially since it works on, I mean, I don't know if you use different operating systems. I have a laptop and I have my desktop. So my laptop is Mac OS. So having VS Code is nice because it's the same on both.
Yeah, I heard there's like a C++ IDE for like the Apple makes as well. I'm not sure.
There is, but it's, I don't know. I've never used it. I don't like
Oh,
it.
I
It's
see.
clunky.
Let's see.
I don't know. Why did this generate this way at the point? So it'll be 0, 6, no, 5, 0, no, 0, 5, right? So it gets to 0, 5. The size is 2 times 1 times 0.5 is 1. So it's going to be 1. It's going to be either -1 or 1. Huh? Wait. Oh, right. And I have to add the position, which, oh, is it -2 for Z? Right. Because it's position is -1 on the Z. So it's going to take, it's going to be 1, right? Plus 1. So it should only be 2. Why is it -3? How is it getting to -3? Fuck.
I hope you're asking this to help yourself, bro, because
I'm talking to myself. I'm
don't
not
know.
asking you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Like I understand
wanted
like
to,
saying no, I understand saying that helps. I just like I hear you as well. It just I don't know how to help. I'm sorry.
because Because so like I'm dealing with like a hypervision, like a cube in
Uh-huh.
space. Imagine it
Right.
was side length 2,
Oh,
centered around
animations
the origin.
by like addition of vectors or some shit like that.
Yeah, we're doing, yeah, basically. But I've got like a matrix that's like 3 by 8 or 3 by 8,
Right.
and it represents the 8 vertices of the cube. And so let's say I have a cube that's like basically on the origin, but like one farther away on the Z. And the side length is 2. The farthest stuff should be -2 away, because the face here is on 0. So I don't know how I'm getting -3s in my constructor. Yay.
I wasn't like 100% with you there. in
I
the
don't
end,
blame you.
but-
It's hard to understand, but I'm
but
just saying
it-
like I
it's
should be
like-
getting 2s and I'm getting 3s. That's bad.
I mean, sometimes when you're like doing calculations, it can either be like, you know, something like if you have like usually the more buggy stuff is either like you know, loops and
It's a loop.
loop, bro, just debug it, literally.
But it's
Like-
running Linux and it's kind of hard to do that. I have to like,
Oh, really, bro? But like debugging is like a hack, like honestly.
I know it is, but I'm running it in Linux because we're using ANSI codes and they're different for Windows. So it's like either program it
Uh,
twice or
I mean, you can do tests as
Linux.
well. You I don't know if because I don't think we ever like actually learned how to do tests. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like there's a specific statement that they used. You know, it's like you know, the question mark and then true value colon false value. Have you heard about that? It basically what's saying what the function does. It's like you put a value and then a question mark, and then if that value is
Oh,
true-
ternary operators? Yeah, no,
I
I use
think that's
ternary
how it
operators
goes.
all the time.
Yes, I'm saying you use those to
I
run
am.
tests.
Oh, to run tests.
Yeah.
The way I'm doing it is ternary operators to figure out if it should be plus or minus 1 from the.
Oh, but let me show you what I mean real quick.
Okay, hold
Um,
on. This
'cause
is hard
it's easier to
describe, but it
show
should
it, you
look
know?
like this. Look, I know what ternary operators are.
Right. Let me just. Hey, can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
1 second. How do I what? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Yeah. Come on. Sorry, it's loading. Oh no. Oh my God. Is it done? Yeah, okay. So this is how I tested the tree function. Cause bro, like you have to test so many things there, but like you don't have to do it complicated tests. So what I did is basically in the source file is where you call the tests. In the CPP, I define the functions, but you see, you basically have return. You call what the function you want, and then, you know, like I just assign a result, right? It's like return the value of the statement. If like, I'm sorry, not return the value of the statement. It's like if the statement is true, then return the left side, right? You know how this works. But then that's basically how I did test, right? And then you basically write like for each scenario, like the possibilities, you know. So like this is the scenario of them being equal. This is the scenario for them not being equal, you know. Also, you're muted. If you're trying to say something.
I don't need the I don't need my program to tell me whether it's succeeded or failed to produce the right product, because I'm looking at like a visualization of the matrix and I know it should
Right.
be. It should
Right,
not
no,
have
no,
any
but I'm
three.
saying you can try to use that because the matrix is like the result of like hell, like a lot of calculations, right? So I'm
No,
saying you
I've
can-
already done the matrix math. I don't have to do any matrix math.
Is it like addition or subtraction or anything?
It's
or, like,
multiplication.
multiplication. Like I'm just saying, try to like
I've already no, I don't need to worry about matrix multiplication. I've already wrote all of that code. That's like I did that in 2C. I did that months
see.
ago.
So your problem is the visualization again, or you said something? the
No, my
constructor?
problem is the constructor is like
Uh-huh.
when it's like making the like okay, I've got an 8x3 matrix of points.
And you make that inside the constructor?
I'm making that inside the constructor, and the
Okay.
constructor like takes in the center of the cube and
Mhm.
rotation of the cube, but that's less important.
Okay.
It takes in the center of the cube, and it takes in the side length of the cube, and just like it just creates 8 points, like, and based on the row and column that you're in, it figures out whether it needs to be like plus or minus half the size, because the center is like halfway from the side of the cube. And so anyways, I'm putting this cube like instead
So
of
what you described here is already working, right? What you just said is already working, right? That's
no,
what you
well, it
submitted, or
should be, but the
because you said you took
problem
something
is-
from a previous lab, so I'm asking if that's what you took from the previous lab.
No,
or is it-
no. The matrix stuff is what I took from the previous stuff, the previous lab. All the
Oh, so the
anything to do
making
with,
of the
like,
matrix, is that what you mean?
I've done the matrix stuff. Anything that involves matrices, you can just assume that I'm like importing a library and using that stuff.
Oh, I
It's
see.
just a
So the
black box that
constructor is
does that stuff.
basically not doing any work, right? You don't have anything too complicated there, right?
No, it's not too complicated. It's just assigning values inside of the matrix.
Oh, so it has to be like one of the functions you're calling then.
No, it's the constructor. Like, I don't know how it would do this, because I don't see how it would get -3.
Let me, can you maybe share your screen? Because I can't
Yeah.
really say anything without actually.
Yeah, I know it's tough. Okay. But it's -1 on the Z. That's the center, right? So, okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. I've got my VS Code. This is the constructor right here.
Uh-huh.
And it just does a for loop, and essentially the length of it, the value of the point is the XY position of the center of the cube,
Uh-huh.
and it figures out which one it needs down here, plus either minus or positive depending on like which vertex it is. And it's according to this up here. And that's what these ternary operators are for.
I see. So you're saying this is not that's inside the constructor though, right?
This is the constructor. And so my
And
point
I
is,
see.
this is what you get when you've just constructed the cube, right? So this is a cube in hyperspace, theoretically. And imagine I started it so the face of the cube is on the y-axis plane. Right.
Okay.
So if you've got a plane on the like y-axis parallel to the x-axis,
Mhm.
right? I've put the cube so the close face is on that plane and it's 2 away, right? And so the problem that I'm getting, because in theory, if this is 0, right, and the side length is 2, then this face should only have -2, right? Because it's positive over here, negative over here, -2 over here, because it's a distance of 2, and it's somehow giving me 3s.
So the thing is, I'm kind of having a hard time visualizing, but I'm saying your problem must be in that nested for loop. It must be buggy, like it's super buggy. Like I'm sure it's somewhere in that nested loop, like your problem, 100%. Wait, why did you say you can't debug again?
So because of the way I'm running it, I don't think I can actually like debug it like this because I can't, because doing it like this just runs it in Windows, not Linux. So I'd have
Oh, you're
to do
using Linux? So you're saying there's
running
no
it
debugging in
through-
Linux?
no, there is. It's just I don't know how to do it the way that I'm running it in Linux. This is Windows. I'm just using a Linux compiler.
Mm. Oh, okay. Huh. You're just not sure like what to select in the like debug, like that select in the debugger. Well, maybe I'm sure you can go online then. Go online compiler, just run the for loop. Or like try to make it like, simpler for the online compiler, and I bet you can debug it there, like 100%. So try to like debug the smaller things there, like the inside for, the nested for, and then see if it works with the for. You know what I mean? Just try to like deconstruct it. That's my best bet, bro. Like I'm not really sure what you're doing here completely.
Yo, Adam, are you doing the matrix multiplication manually with loops?
No, I'm doing the matrix multiplication with my with my
Oh, with your
this.
2C thing, right?
Yeah, this is the code that does it.
Wow. I'm trying to get a library, but it's not working. If I can get this working, I
I
can get
wish I could give you the
all the
code, but
math.
it's literally one of the quests.
Yeah, that's what I'm not
So
gonna ask for a code.
also, this is
I'm
why
like-
I'm really bugging out because look at this. This is the actual values directly from the matrix. No threes. No threes. It's perfectly fine. It says I made the matrix correctly. And then I must do something wrong in my toString method then. Because, oh, you know what I'm doing? Cube toString. Cube toString. Yeah, vertices toString is just the toString of the matrix, right? And so if I, no, this should just take the matrix and, what? So you're telling me it's this code doing something wrong? Also, this does not look too good either. I think it's this. I think my rotate method is fucked, which means this is bad. Yeah. It's my rotate method. So I have to make sure that my rotation matrix is correct.
Do you guys know what's this meeting in one that was today? It's like students update each other or something like that.
Yeah, kind of. That's pretty much it.
No, but like, do you just say where you at and that's it?
If you need any help, it's
I
you know
see.
just kind of time to.
Oh,
Mm,
and this is
yes.
just another one, just another time.
No, this is just an extension of that time.
Oh, so it's like from 1 to 2 and from 6 to
Oh,
okay.
I found something wrong. I'm not even gonna
Congrats.
check the rest. Change the cosine to a sine, runs the code. And it's fixed. That was the one thing. Yay!
Fucking 1 hour on a single sign, bro. That's literally computer science for you in a
Yay.
nutshell.
I feel like this extracurricular project is more math than coding.
That's fine. That's fine. I just need to do the
Right, but in general, when you like
Change.
write like programs like one little thing and you can just like
also
some bugs are like wow.
in theory, I believe it says it's rotated by pi over 4 on the y-axis. I think it's just pi over 2 on the x-axis. Because I just put it as pi over 2 there. Which I would have to verify, but I don't know. So I'll have to do the math real quick. So it would be like 1, 1, 0.
So what methods do you define in the header class? Like short methods, inner class methods?
For me, I define anything that's like a one-liner, like a one-line return statement.
Right.
Other than that,
Right, yeah.
I
When I
don't
think
know.
about it, because in what inline functions usually they're like one line, right? And everything that's
Mhm.
in the header file is an inline function.
Mhm.
So I think you're right. But
It's
also if
just
you have a
a-
node class, I mean, I'm sorry, if you have an inner class, it's just that in the tree there was like a
There's on the
node
table.
class.
it's all convention. It's up to you. If you want to put it in line,
Okay.
it's like you can do everything inside the header file. This header file, I like because it uses templates, it's kind of weird to use CPP files. So you just put everything in the header file.
Right.
But like even then I keep it separated into like the sort of header file section and the CPP file section. down
Right, you
here.
just don't want definitions usually in the header files. You want
Yeah,
just
I
like
just don't write it like a Java class.
yeah, you don't want to you don't want to like clutter it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So
You know, it's amazing how like C++ is more flexible than Python, but like way more to read and
mhm,
like actually understand, you know.
mhm.
But at the end, you can do almost everything beside like. I mean, no, if you have like complex stuff, you can do it in Python. But I mean, you know, simple things you can do in any language. What? I'm sorry, can somebody help me maybe?
Sure,
Yeah,
with what?
yeah.
So what is a const expr? Because now I have
It means it's like it's a value that can be evaluated at the like compile time of the program. So like it's like if you want a constant and it's never going to change and you can evaluate it without even having to run the program, that's what a const expr is.
What do you mean? How can you evaluate it without running the program?
When it compiles it, it'll evaluate what the value of constant, whatever the variable is. So like you usually use it to set constants, and I might have one
okay,
here.
I see.
Hold on. Frame H. I don't know. Doesn't seem like I do. No, doesn't seem like I do. Anything. Anyways, it's just like when you compile the program, it can be evaluated, is what it says. So I don't even know which axis.
I just wonder what's
rotating.
like the difference in constant and const expr, because it sounds about the same besides the thing of
Constant
running.
doesn't necessarily have to. Okay, so like const means
You
as like
cannot change it. It won't
yeah,
be
const
there.
means you can't change it, but you have to like instantiate it once, and it does that during runtime. The difference is const expr does it during compile time, and so like if you have
Oh,
something
okay,
that
I
you know
see.
what it's going to be and you're never going to change it, and you can do it at compile time,
see.
then you do const expr.
And that's just quicker, or like why is that useful? In case like you have syntax errors?
It's
like,
quicker because you don't have to do it when you run the program. It's like when like it's already done by the time you run the program is what I'm saying.
Oh, right, because you don't have to do main and stuff.
Yeah, so it's
I
just
see
like
what you
one
mean.
line. It's just like
Right,
one
right.
line saved.
Okay, I see. Well, thank
Mhm.
you. That makes sense.
Okay. This is an interesting axis to rotate about.
Bro, he provided us images instead of like copy them. Now I just literally have to just sit and like type what I see instead of doing
Oh
copy paste.
no. Yeah, you're gonna get more of those.
No. I think I just try to blur it, and that's
Mhm. Oh my God. Okay. So it's doing a rotation about the Z axis when I do X. That's yaw pitch and roll, right? No. 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 Why would it be that simple? Why would it be that simple?
Wait, do you need a semicolon after you close the curl brackets
Yes.
when defining class? Yes, that's okay. Sorry.
When you do class and struct, yes. When you do functions, no.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. Thank you.
Okay. Chris,
Yeah.
this is supposed to rotate the cube on the x-axis by 90 degrees counterclockwise,
Mm-hmm.
and it rotates it, or sorry, rotate about the x 90 degrees counterclockwise, not like this, but like this. And it's doing it like this. So I don't know what's going on.
Wait,
My
by the
fuck.
x-axis for -90 degree?
Okay, so let's say I want it to rotate around the x-axis. Oh, wait, you know what this is? This is an angle from the x-axis. That's it. That's the solution. That's what I did. This is angle from the x-axis. So in theory, this is angle from the y-axis towards positive z. So this should be,
Wait, you have all
The
three
one that I'm
axes
looking for.
combined in one function?
yes.
How
You
did
only
you
need
do
two.
that? I have
You
like
just
3 of
make the
them
matrix.
separated. Do you
You
have
just
to like
make the
add the
matrix
matrix?
this. This is the matrix.
What do you have
That's
to
the
do?
matrix. You just multiply all three of them together.
Oh, just multiply all 3 of them together?
Yeah, you literally just multiply all three of them together, or you can just look it up on Wikipedia and it'll tell you like if you're going for general rotation, yaw pitch and roll, just put this in and like this.
Yeah, because
This is what I've been fucking with the whole time. It's the problem. It's
Just
I've not been
look at
getting.
in the chat when you have a second.
Mhm.
So this syntax is correct, but I thought shouldn't like, so that means that the return value is constant, right?
No, that means that
No.
the class isn't changed. Like the whole object that you're in isn't changed. If you want it to be a const output, you do const.
Then const double, then that
Like
would
that?
be, yeah, that would
Yeah.
give a const.
Right, yeah, I was like, I don't think that's right. So
But
again,
the
what
top
what does that
one-
mean again?
So the top one means you
The
can
object
do
doesn't
it without
change.
changing. Yeah, so like if I have an object A and it has the method get real, and it's a const function, it means that when I call a.getReal, it's not going to do anything to A. It can't do anything to A.
Yeah, it's
And
Dude.
it can
Oh,
also only be
okay,
called
okay, I see.
on const
It's-
versions of the.
it's usually like a getter where you want to receive information without changing the object.
Yes. Okay, so in theory, this should be a rotation about the x-axis 90 degrees. It's not. This is so sad. What's wrong about my what's wrong about my x rotation? Yay.
May I ask what happens if you like if you do constant, like I said, and then you like change an attribute inside the method, like will it give you an error? Yeah.
Compile time error.
I see. So it just to ensure. Okay, I see. Thank you. All right, I'm go eat. Thank you for your help. I
Okay.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, have a good day.
Right.
You too. Bye bye.
This is an interesting result, Chris.
All right, I'll summon the professor.
Oh, you're summoning him now. Okay.
Yeah. I need to ask him about external library. I can't get mine to work. If I can get this to work, it will make my life much easier because I could just do the multiplication matrix by having two different vector and having the multiply operand between them. And it will just do its magic.
Cool. I mean, I don't know. In my experience, if everything is defined, it's not that hard to just make the matrices multiply.
I like to use libraries.
I don't. I like to
Really?
make everything. Yeah, I actually like to make stuff.
If there's like a foundation already, I mean, if there's like a library already built, might as well use it.
I mean, it depends on the situation.
I like to make new things based on the library that I'm using, with the aid of the library that I'm using. Yeah, I just need to get this to work and then the math will be done. And then I just need to do the projection. I mean, the
projection matrix.
No,
I
the
don't
image
know how I'm gonna
rendering.
do that.
I don't
Hey,
think I'm
guys,
gonna do.
so I have exactly 5 minutes, I think. I have another meeting at
Okay.
7:30. So, yeah. So I mean, if you have stuff to show me now, you can always schedule another meeting, okay? So I mean, tomorrow, anytime later than
Okay.
today is fine. If it's just the two of you, you just, get together and say, hey, you wanna, but if you got something to show me now, I'll take a look, but, yeah. And then if there's more interesting stuff that we need to do, that we get ideas for, we could have another meeting and talk about them, right?
Okay.
Yeah, what I have so far is basically just the math of the rotation matrix and multiplied by the vertex. But I'm just trying to get this library to work, so it multiplies the
It
matrix.
is the library you wrote, is it? This is the library you wrote, isn't it?
No, this is Eigen, which is a C++ library to multiply
Oh,
matrix.
I see, for math. So you're using a math library.
Yes, it's a math library.
I just took quest 2 and 3 from 2C, and then I took out the sparse matrix stuff. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
using.
Adam had a head start.
Oh, yeah. I see. Oh, so you have a rotation matrix, and then you have a theta parameter in there, an angle parameter in there.
I have actually
Yeah.
3 angles.
Yeah, I think Adam combines everything at once. I have to make it one by one, and then I think I'm gonna plan to make it all into once by multiplying the 3 different axes of rotation. I think that's a better idea.
No. Keep it simple, okay?
Okay.
Again, all you need to do, in fact, you don't even need to do all these. You don't even need to multiply by a matrix of rotation and all initially, just to get proof of concept. You can just get a cube like this. Where its vertices are. It's just fixed, right? And you can say these two are on the x-axis, and everything else you can place around there. And then all you have to do is just rotate the points in a 360-degree thing and calculate the lengths. And so initially, just to see your proof of concept that you can get this animation going. Once it's going, then you can do anything you want, right? Once you have your rotation matrix and all, you can rotate arbitrary wireframes and all, yes? Because you're just rotating a bunch of points now.
Right.
So
That's
you
what
don't
I'm
have to
doing.
go that complex right now. Yeah, just get a simple shape. Even if it's just like a triangle. If it is a triangle and you want to rotate it, Mobius strip, whatever it is, just have something happen on screen so that it's not like the naive animation that my 2A students did. My 2A students did the animation, but that's like changing the entire frame.
Yeah.
You got a frame and erase the frame, put the new frame on. So it's all static images.
Is it okay is it okay if the way that I do it is I do it that way, but I use a method to create a frame sequence like you're doing with Like I'll give it a couple of angles.
Oh, yeah.
And a number
Yeah,
of
that- no,
frames,
that-
and it'll
that's
create a
fine.
frame
Yeah.
sequence.
Yeah,
So you
that's-
just have those screen buffers, offline screen buffers, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Just
was
that's how
planning to do.
real graphics happens like that anyway. So yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about. These guys are not doing vector graphics at all. They're just putting
Right.
individual pixels. Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
you're doing vector graphics. So that basically sets the stage for more sophisticated algorithms you can build on top of that, like hidden line removal and all. When you do wireframes.
Yeah, I have another
lots of-
question.
Yeah.
What's like the frames per second do we want for the
60,
project?
yeah, do 10 for now. Okay, it's
Okay.
not going to flicker or anything at 10. It'll be okay. If you get 16, I think 16 to 24, you get pretty realistic animation. But but we're talking about ASCII screen, so you're going to have a character jump. Right? You're going to have a character
Yeah.
jump anyway.
Choose
Right?
an interval that makes
so-
it so
yeah.
you can use as whole numbers as possible.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. But you can try colors and all, right? So you can try colors.
Right.
You can
I was
rotate things.
thinking I
use
would
the color
probably
dynamically.
like
Yeah, I got to
use
go.
colors
Kevin's
based
probably waiting
on-
now. But yeah, but maybe I'll see a demo later on. Okay, just pick a time.
Okay.
Okay.
Say, hey, Adam and I want to, got some stuff to run and show you, and I'll just hop on the screen tomorrow, day
Got
after,
it.
whenever.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you,
Okay.
Professor.
Bye.
Hey, no worries. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.